This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, August 12th, 2021. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The White House has asked OPEC and its allies to boost oil production as gasoline prices inch up. White House correspondent Jeff Murdoch reports the move was met with criticism from domestic energy producers. The president has limited U.S. oil production by issuing a slew of executive orders prioritizing climate change. Pressed on whether the administration would consider requesting more domestic oil production, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said it wasn't under consideration. U.S. oil production dropped to about 11.2 million barrels a day from more than 13 million barrels a day in the past year, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the data and analysis arm of the Department of Energy. AAA says the national average for a gallon of gasoline is now $3.18. That's up 4 cents from last month. In Afghanistan, U.S. intelligence assessments reportedly showed that a fast-moving Taliban offensive could leave all of Afghanistan, including the capital of Kabul, in their hands within 90 days. Military reporter Mike Glenn reports Taliban forces now control about two-thirds of Afghanistan as the Pentagon completes its troop withdrawal after a two-decade war. Although the rapid pace of the Taliban advance has surprised U.S. and Afghan government officials, security analysts say the warnings were there for those who paid attention. The pace at which the Taliban continues sweeping up provincial capitals raises questions about how long the Afghan government can maintain control of the countryside. Department of Defense officials insist they haven't abandoned their Afghan allies. They say they're mindful of the deteriorating security situation, but insist it's not too late for government forces to achieve success on the battlefield. On Capitol Hill, the Senate has voted to embrace language that would require the federal government to give COVID-19 tests and get back negative results before illegal immigrants could be released from the border, as well as language pushing back on deportation restrictions. Stephen Dinan reports senators voted 88-11 to require the testing for migrants and 53-46 on an amendment that would require Immigration and Customs Enforcement to have enough funding to deport any criminals they encounter. The votes came amid debate on the Democratic-led $3.5 trillion human infrastructure package. The votes aren't binding, but they do give a sense of lawmakers' thinking as they prepare for a new immigration debate in Congress. A reminder that you can find all these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. Don't have access to the Times yet? Visit WashingtonTimes.com/George and get 25% off your annual subscription. In politics, Seth McLaughlin looks at the rift between Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and former President Trump. Trump tried repeatedly to win an infrastructure deal during his tenure, but couldn't build a middle ground between Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill. He's now upset after the passage of a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure deal in the Senate that includes many things he couldn't get done. The two men are the most prominent Republican leaders on the national stage, making their contentious relationship an issue for a party that's plotting its strategy for the midterm elections next year. And finally, a cyber expert hired by Mike Lindell says the data underpinning Lindell's baseless conspiracy theory that China hacked the 2020 election is illegitimate. Cyber expert Josh Merritt, who's on the team hired by Lindell, told our Joseph Clark that pieces of network data called packet captures are unrecoverable and can't prove a cyber incursion by China. The lack of any evidence continued the unraveling of the MyPillow CEO's months of spinning his baseless conspiracy theory that he said would reverse the outcome of the 2020 election. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and listen to the Front Page podcast on all of your favorite podcast platforms just by searching Washington Times. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. From Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.